Hey everyone, and welcome to a quick update video here on Jurassic World Evolution 2. This video is going to focus on the changes with the 1.1 update, which is going to be released alongside the DLC with Early Cretaceous. So this is actually pretty decent. There are a couple of things that haven't been mentioned in the first forum post I want to go through. So we are going to focus again on the building sets and stuff like that, but also on the little tiny changes they haven't really talked about, and I think they are brilliant quality of life updates. First of all, let's jump into Sandbox mode, and you can see there is a brand new overview. We have sections now instead of one long area, and this is basically divided through into challenge, chaos theory, and campaign. So we have access to basically all maps now, and I'm not going to open all of the maps now because these are just way too many, but I can already tell you that especially California, which is Yosemite Park, is ginormous. It is insanely big. It basically uses the canvas of the full campaign, including the missions in where you have to drive around with the car. It is insane. Oregon is also pretty good because it's a very clean asset, like a clean canvas you're building on. Pennsylvania is rather small, even though it says large, but if you compare that to California, it's medium maybe. Washington State is also pretty nice, and Arizona is also pretty nice. So a lot more variation now in here, which I think is brilliant. Now let's quickly start one of those just to show you, and I think I'm going to start with yeah, oh god, it's quite hard though. Let's start with Arizona, because I want to show you something. If you go in here now, you have actually a couple more options. So you have all buildings, Jurassic World buildings, Jurassic Park buildings, and brand new, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, which is completely from the campaign mode now brought over, including some new buildings that we haven't had with some mods or so. Pretty good stuff. Now I'm gonna go for all buildings, and I don't know, just leave that. And if you go into custom, you can now set the weather level as you could before. I'm gonna put this down to no weather. You can have terrain, as they said. You can have flattened, normal. We're gonna start with flattened to show you. And this is pretty new over here. Color grading. You've got new color grading options, which is Jurassic World Master, Taiga, Alpine, Jurassic Park, which is cool, Jurassic World Master again, and I'm going to start with the Jurassic Park. I haven't tested that one. I tested all the other ones, which is basically just a kind of bit cooler or whatever, so that's kind of nice. And now, what is pretty good as well, there is a new option, and this is, we're going to say no escapes here. This is the dinosaur combat frequency, and you can finally put this to none, meaning even your carnivores won't fight with each other, which is pretty dang good. And all the other stuff you basically know already. There's also a new appeal difficulty, which you can set and put to easy as well, just to make sure that the people are not complaining all the time. And same goes for other targets, you can put on or off. So a couple more very solid options here. Alright, we are here on the blank canvas of the Arizona map, and opening the map shows you, again, also this one is a pretty good one because it's very clean, and I like the fact it's all flattened for us, so it's really, really cool. You have this deserty area here, just another map. But now, let's focus on the very important bits here. If you go into operations, you can see there is now a new section over here, obviously, with the new buildings from the campaign mode. And honestly, there are so many new buildings that it's so much fun to really play with. But what we want to look at, because you know all these buildings already, we are only going to look at those buildings that we don't know yet. This is something new we have for the Jurassic Park builds, and this is kind of cool. We have actually, we do have, if we go to enclosures, you can see there is a lagoon, which you're going to put down right away. We are going to speed up the game as well, so you see that quite quickly. And then we obviously have a, oops, this is the aviary hatchery. We've got the Lagoon hatchery and all the other hatcheries as well. Alright, so here we go, guys. This is what we've built, and you can see this is the final build here that we have in this wonderful map. And we can see that this is also pretty cool because that's all Jurassic Park vibe. And I'm just going to quickly go through these things. I love especially that thing over here. Let me just quickly go into the overview mode here in the capture mode. Just look at that. This is phenomenal. I love the design of this marine hatchery so much. There is so much I want to talk about, but I think it just boils down to the fact that this almost looks like a perfected version of the raptor hatchery, and it just it borrows a lot of similarities from the raptor hatchery, but just converted into a beautiful looking marine hatchery. And the same goes obviously for the lagoon itself. A lot more concrete used over here. Whoops, I'm just rotating a little bit too much. And then with these steel beams here, looking all the way a lot more Jurassic Park-ish, with the very iconic red danger light over here. And then we have this viewing stand incorporating so much more wood and concrete. I just love that they did this, and also with the roof design. And we can we also bring it down? Show view lower stand? No, because we don't have the energy. Let's quickly put down such a thing over here. I'm just too lazy to connect everything real quick, so I could have just done that, but whatever. We can actually connect these things if we fancy doing so, but now it's all powered, and now we can lower the stand and show the view, and you can see this is also having a brand new viewing with a bit more of a steel beam in between, and a couple more things, just going down to what Jurassic Park would look like a lot more. So I'm a really big fan of the overall style of that. The aviary obviously also a lot more close to the Jurassic Park 3 version aviary that we see in the movie. The aviary hatchery, yet again, a beautiful concrete block building, a lot of Bauhaus style in there as well, but just imagine how cool that is. And also I love this parallax. These parallax textures are so cleverly done, even though that this room is a lot bigger than it technically would be. But you know what, this is just like a Harry Potter building, I guess. But again, the styling of it looks really dang good, and I think they add a lot to the game, a lot. Also love this one, having a lower and a higher. Actually, why is there a gate? Can we also release other animals in there? This is pretty neat. So we have the higher and the lower ground one. Very cool. And this is the Jurassic Park viewing gallery, as you can see. Can I go in here from above? No, I can't. Okay. So this is the viewing gallery from the Jurassic Park look, and also with all the little bins and so on. I think it looks really cool. It looks really good. A lot more versatility in here now with all these builds. And you obviously also have all the fish and wildlife stuff in here, not only the shelter, but also these things are converted into hotels, which I love, because this is just like this building over here used to be like a facility building. It's not really like a hotel, right? But I like the fact that they incorporated these as a hotel. And also, I believe the restroom even is completely new, because we did not need to do anything like that in the campaign mode yet, maybe, I don't know, but definitely I can't remember that there was a necessity. It was necessary to build a bathroom, I don't know. So yeah, there you have it. These are all the new buildings that we have in the game, but there are even more changes which I think we have to look into, so just let's do that. So there are even more changes in here, which are pretty dang cool. Let's go quickly into hatching, because hatching is basically something that they changed to the good. So you can see there are our new, basically there is our new flying reptile, and we're just gonna go and modify the genome. And this entire menu changed. You can see there are no arrows anymore to click to the left and right. You can now click on it, and the whole pattern just opens with a preview color, which is a lot quicker to access. But there's also this little dice icon, and you can randomize the skin color per egg. Now, one thing that is pretty cool is we have the skin and the pattern, right? And you can now mix and match both, or you can say, I want to have always a Death Valley pattern, but Death Valley skin, but I want to have this actually randomized, while I can also have no pattern, but I can also say randomize it. And now you can just say save and exit, and then we just go in and say, okay, we assign our scientist, blah blah blah, business as usual. Do this, and then all our eggs will basically have different color patterns, and we are just going to look at the result edit. Right, so we have the hatching is complete. You can see the 4 eggs over here, and once you hover above it, you can see that there is in the cosmetics, you can see this is the Death Valley. Obviously, all of them are Death Valley, so you will always see the same color. But you can see down there, this is the Lithobase or Lithobase as the pattern. This one has the Papurana, this one has the Calocorana, and this one has the same as well. So we have 3 different ones. It's randomized. We can say select all, assign a scientist, and then we just basically have a look at them in their aviary. Alright, there we go. You can see them flying in here, and we're just gonna quickly pause the game. First of all, to stop this dude from talking, and also to have a quick look at the patterns so you can see the confirmation that they basically have different ones. So you can see this is always like this wonderful, I want to say nose crest, but basically skull extension over here that has this wonderful pattern. So that one is like a greenish one with yellow tint to it, and if we fly over here, you can see this one is a bit more muted, and if we go from the other side, we can see it even better. It's like a bit of a more orange brownish, and I think there's one more to uncover. This is that one with a lot more blue and violet in here. And these are the 3 patterns we have seen with one actual hatching progress, which I think is absolutely perfect, because that's a huge life changer for us, and a lifesaver on the other hand as well, because that means we can finally settle down and not always, you know, hatch all the different ones, which is pretty nasty indeed. But there's even one more thing we have to talk about, and we actually stay over here and see if they do this. Yes, they do. Look at that one. Well, we hope that Mr. Isaac is stopping to talk now. This is what they do now. They are landing on the rocks finally, and this is something that people have especially been mad about at the beginning, that they can't land on anything else than some decoration posts and stuff. Now they do actually land on the rocks in your aviaries, which I think is, again, a very, very neat addition to the game, because it was not only needed, but it also is desperately necessary to have a bit more variation in your aviaries, because otherwise that's just like plain boring, I should say. But that's not even all. There's even one more thing we are going to look at. Alright, so the last bit is basically also something that has to do with all the different building styles, and we do actually get 3 different shark feeders, as you can see. We have got the normal shark feeder over here, which is basically looking like that. Then we have another one, which I can't really tell apart, to be honest, because they all say marine shark feeder. This looks to be something iron-ish, could be the wildlife, and this could be the Jurassic Park one. Yeah, I think this one with the concrete column is the Jurassic Park version, while this is the wildlife blobby blub version, and this is the, you know, normal one we already had in Jurassic World style. So this is all the things you have in here. I'm just going to basically delete this and this real quick, because they are not part of the Jurassic Park style. So here you go. This is it. And also with some of the new maps, you will also get different foliage. It's not in this, by the way. This one has the normal patterns and also the normal shrubbery and stuff, you know. But some of the maps, for example, the Pennsylvania one, they obviously come with the forest brush that is added to this specific map. So this is also something that you have in the game. Now, that all said, these are all the changes that I have already uncovered while playing a couple of days now. So maybe there is even more which I haven't figured out yet, because that will potentially be in the forum post. Hence, I'm going to link this one down below in the description. I hope you guys found this informative, and if you did and want to see more of this game, yeah, please consider subscribing. There's going to come a lot more in the future, especially today. There's going to be one more speed build of our Grand Canyon Park with all the new options. So look out for that one. I talk to you later. Have a good one, and goodbye.